Ah, check me out. Alright, let's do this then. This is probably our last series of the night. What happened to Ufilm Inertio? Ufilm Inertio finished already, BMW Nick. That was about, he came about 10-15 minutes too late for that one, sadly. This is probably our last series of the night, guys. Because after this, most of the game should be over. And I'm pretty tired to the point where I'm not really going to be hunting to cast. I'm not going to be hunting hard and waiting for another game to become available, because I feel like we've cast quite a lot. So let's hope it's a good series to send us out for the evening. That's the bottom left-hand side. The red Protoss player from Ting. Give it up for bottom right, blue Zerg player from Team Liquid. Wanna hear you guys chitter-chattering if you're cheering on TLO. Chitter-chattering? Maybe not chitter-chattering, maybe more like cheering and loving and whatever you want to do. Something like that. Any other casters aside from mainstream and base trade going to be casting tomorrow? Not in English, because there's only going to be 2 series at a time. So base trade and mainstream will take you through the round of 16, 2 series at a time. And then the mainstream will take you through the rest of the round of 8. Hatchcast pool opener here from TLO's Neeb. Tries to be a bit of a nuisance with this little probe. Just going to try and mess up TLO's mining, as he actually does quite successfully too. 2 drones not mining right there for a moment or so. There's a little bit of a... it's just a nuisance, right? Back at home, Neeb with a fairly standard expand. Now, these guys did play in the first match of this group. TLO lost, but he did take a map off of Neeb, so... Gotta look at this and think this could go any which way. On the other side of things, Neeb just lost 0-2 to KLZ, and wow, KLZ shows up. Can you imagine how sick it would be if someone just out of the blue just came through and won this tournament? But how sick would it be if, like, KLZ just wins the entire event? That'd be crazy, right? And KLZ, who else could do it? Like, who else could do it? Just, that's like a little bit random out of nowhere. One of the Chinese players? That could be really sick, man. That'd be absolutely insane. Go NA, go Neeb, says Von Schleer in the chat. What's up, Corin, by the way? How you doing? As we do see this probe coming forwards, I'm just going to drop some minerals back into the Nexus. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a great day of StarCraft, by the way. There's going to be, what, like, there's going to be so many, so many games going on. Thank you very much, Spacey G4, by the way. Sorry, Spacey G4. For the Tier 5 in the chat. She says, go TLO, fighting. And TLO does get some lings by right now, but doesn't manage to kill that pylon off, as an Adept does come and save the day. Adept across the map here from Neeb, looking for his first kill, and, well, will not get a drone at all just yet. Can he turn and get one? He does find the kill. And that's going to be Neeb shading away out into the wild, wild world of Newkirk, which isn't, I guess, all that wild. But could be if you imagine enough. Just imagine, guys. Just imagine. Just think about it. Just believe. Evolution chamber dropping down over in the main base, the third hatchery. Not too far away from finishing up here either, and the ling speed is also starting up on the spawning pools. Ling speed starting up. Oracle is about to pop out of the Stargate, and the Phoenix on the way as well. Twilight Council as a follow-up. I mean, super standard stuff really from Neeb, like if Oracle into a Phoenix to clear an Overlord or 2. In towards that Twilight Council. Really, no real surprises throughout the first 4 minutes of Newkirk. Just pretty standard stuff, and even from TLO, just going into that +1 melee, looking towards that Ling Bane sort of playstyle in the early stages. Let's go TLO. Cheers on Liga Man in the chat. Nice to see a little bit of cheer on neither side of the players. Always nice to see the, always nice to see kind of both players getting some cheers, getting some support. Quite often, so often we cast, and it seems as though one player is just the overwhelming favorite in the series, you know? It's kind of crazy. Adept's going to keep on moving over to this right-hand side and having a little bit of a look to see what they can get up to. Have a little bit of a attempt to do some damage here. Queen's pulling back, and again, just looking around, seeing where they get up to, seeing what to deal with over the next couple moments. He's going to be pretty okay. I mean, there's no glaives on these Adepts yet, so he doesn't really need much more other than Zerglings. Man, how crazy would it be if TLO went to the round of 16 over Neeb? And TLO has made top 8 finishes quite frequently in the past year or so. It would be insane if he made it to the round of 16 over Neeb. It would be truly insane. 3 extra gateways on the way up here to Neeb, 4 extra gates. And he's on the 3rd nexus, right? So he's set up towards this. TLO, a lot of lings already kind of pushing a few towards the front. He's going to pop an overcharge at the front. And that means he's going to pull the MSC out of position to hit this pylon. This was very well done by TLO. Neeb knows there's no point doing anything with this pylon. Meanwhile, he's going to shade adepts through towards the main base. However, Glaive's still not finished though. One queen going down, Ling's still helping to fight. This Nexus is very, very, very dead. Nice pull away from TLO with the drones. He's not losing workers. And now he can send the Lings back to deal with this as well. A hectic moment up here across the map, but I feel as though TLO picking off the 3rd Nexus is way more important than the rest of this right now. More Lings coming across the map, and we're just going to be seeing them do a little bit more damage. Oracle coming through, and again, the Nexus is cancelled. Lings are going to try and surround some Adepts. More Adepts have just been warped in. I think it's now time for those Lings to really back away and just make sure that they're not going to be sticking around any longer. So they're going to back off and go all the way back over to the right-hand side. So Lings are going to gather together to the right. Here you go, more Adepts coming forwards, but TLO has his Banelings about to finish on up. So Bane's about to finish on up right now, and they're going to come in from the north side. It's good connections for TLO. If you're cheering on TLO right now, this is starting to go pretty fabulously. Only 2 Adepts make it up into the main. TLO is playing Neeb all over the place right now, like well and truly playing Neeb all over the place. This last Adept shades away over here. Drones will chase it. This drone gets the kill. Lings across the map again. To be fair though, TLO throughout all of this has been trading. I mean, he's been trading Lings against Adepts still. So I mean, while it looks great, the supplies are still very even. TLO only with a small worker lead, and he's going to have to set up once again. I'm going to see the Banes forcing a split. I don't like that, because I feel as though those Banes should be used to, you know, if you're going to at least, even if you just use them to force the split, it's so important to then run in with the Zerglings as the Adepts are split up. This time the Banes come in from the back. They don't really seem to connect on too much. I think he's going to keep on going for this around. TLO is still cleaning out. The Queen damage is adding onto this. The +1 melee going a long way too. And Neeb is still just warping in masses of Adepts. More Lings on the way from TLO. He's still... It's such a weird game. We had so many weird games today, but this really is one of them. He's going to morph in Banes. Neeb sees it from the high ground. Has an observer as well. So he kind of knows that TLO wants to get aggressive himself. +2 melee is about to finish. It's going to be a lot of damage output on this Ling Bane with no upgrades at all on the Adepts. Obviously Glaives, but nothing past that. Bane speed about to finish up too. Like, I feel as though Adepts pure Adept arm, Neeb's Adepts pure Adept arm, Neeb's pure Adept arm. He's going to be in trouble already. The Lings get good surround. Bane speed finishes. He'll back away from the overcharge, which is probably smart. And you're going to see this Oracle moving forwards, and there's going to be trying to pick off a few more of these Banes. So a few more Banes getting damaged on down. Adepts continue to push across over to the right-hand side. I'm just going to be seeing the, again, army just splitting up a little bit. Spinecrawl at the front will help to hold. Neeb actually suddenly is ahead in supply. You got to remember though, TLO has the upgrades on his side, and that could be a pretty big factor in this. He isn't holding on just yet. The first Adepts do... I'm going to take some damage. There's more Banes ready to go. They will not shade in. A lot of Queens here as well. Adepts are shading forwards and looking to fight once again. Spinecrawler trying to help too. I'm just going to see that Spine going to get targeted down. Veins, Lings, Roaches. TLO is down in army. I don't believe TLO is down in army. How does that work? TLO's barely lost that much more than Neeb. His work count is so similar. I think Takedown's been behind in general though. And those Adepts are so clumped up. If the Banes were just able to connect with them when they're clumped up like that, it would be absolutely insane. Ling is going to come in from the left-hand side to try and block as we see the Bane Adepts. They get the split off, don't they? But, well, maybe not. TLO. I mean, they get the split off, they survive, but actually TLO is getting more and more stuff up as well. This is still in the middle of nowhere right now. This could still go any which way. Roaches, Banes gathering up together. Roach still caught in the status what I love the counter-attack, by the way. Only one pylon on the third base. It's actually huge misplay. Oh, the Banes go off in amongst the middle of the Adepts. The interesting thing about the Roaches is, though, they don't have that much supply. Here's that counter-attack, and Neeb, I mean, he drops the overcharge, but so what? Third Nexus is dropping on down. Roaches are cleaning up for TLO as well in this mineral line, and Neeb is starting to really lose out here. Both players are killing similar number of workers, but losing the third Nexus is huge. That's something which TLO doesn't have the issue of. He's not losing a hatchery, but man, there really is just adepts everywhere. He's starting to clean up though, he's starting to stabilize. As he stabilizes, TLO still looks to be ahead of supply as we see these last few adepts also disappear. Man, the upgrades. How many adepts have died this game? Dare I look? 77 adepts? Absolutely insane. Adept's gonna try Shade again, will not happen. TLO, yes, just lost 20 workers, but he's still ahead by 2. Neeb is not mining on the third anymore. Momentarily, as TLO gets back to mine, you'll see that income advantage flipping into his favor. Roach is still fighting here. Adept Shade up to the top where there is Lings. There's Banes as well, and they connect. Even this drone wants in the action. He's seen what's going on. This really is just manic StarCraft right now. The drone! I thought the drone was going to get the kill, man. I really believed he'll go down fighting with those Zerglings. Some Lings and Roaches across the map. Some sentries have been made. Finally, Neeb with a transition. Sentries and Immortal. The third Nexus has gone down yet again, though. And this game is still very much all hands in the air. No one really having a clue what on earth is going on. Roach speed about a face from TLO as well. I just, what is happening? I talked about that income lead, and you'll see it now spiking into TLO's favor. And I mean, it's honestly going to start sticking around there as well, because that third base just keeps dying. This push is a bit scarier though. Sentries, Adepts, the Immortals mixed in too. Just gives it a little bit more oomph than earlier. TLO will just very smartly, I think, give up this base. Wait to engage in a bit of a better concave and a bit of a better position. I think it's a good thing to do. He's waiting for some more Banes. Doesn't have that many Banes overall. As here we go, he runs in from the side. The force fields are interesting because the Immortals are actually still in range of the Roaches. A couple of Banes connect, but not all of them. I think TLO is... I don't know. I'm just gonna say I don't know. Here comes the Dropper Lord. 2 Banelings inside of it, looking to connect on those sentries. He's chasing. He's not gonna find it, unfortunately. But the Immortals have gone down, and now the Roaches chasing the sentries back across the map. The force field comes in to try and help. TLO's supply lead is growing at this point in time. Even the MSC is being pulled across. That's when you know the Protoss player is desperate, then when their Mothership Core comes with the attack. Maybe he was looking to recall. And as TLO, please just don't overextend right now. I mean, I think your fans would hate you for it. A couple of Banes already in this Dropper Lord, ready to go once again to avoid those force fields, of course, and hit those juicy connections in the center. Here we go, coming on in. The Dropper Lord is in a very good position on top of the sentries. Goodbye, Neeb's army. Goodbye, Neeb. Europe, TLO, creativity, all of those things have been. So he was just kind of checking that we didn't want to be in, which is why he sent me a random A, and that's why I replied to him saying it's okay. All right. Let's go into what could be our last game of the night if TLO eliminates Neeb. To the bottom right hand side, our red Protoss player from Ting is gonna be Neeb. Top left, blue Zerg. Team Liquid's TLO. Plain simple 1-0 up in this best of 3 decider match. Whew. Congrats, by the way, Duddles, on your brand new cheer badge. You just got that one, right? The blue one rather than the purple one. You just upgraded for your last cheer, didn't it? Please say it did, otherwise I really am going crazy. At least I have an excuse for going crazy. I've been awake for so long. Imagine being awake for so long, I didn't think about that. There's also something I didn't really think about today. Oh. What? Probe 2-0's Petit Drogo and goes through? Drogo knocked out? Guys, what is happening? Like, what is happening? This DreamHack Austin is absolutely insane. Everything is going crazy. Oh, sorry. These results are just like blowing my mind. Like, some of them I expect, some of them I can like sort of be like, yeah, okay, I can see that happening. But some of these, if TLO knocks out Neeb, I don't even know what's going to happen. Anyways, set up into this, and nothing too crazy in the super early stage. I'm gonna have to open the window, man. All this shouting about TLO is getting me kind of like another level of hype. Open the window. I'm trying to gauge how much the window needs to be open to get some fresh air in, but not to like completely freeze me. You think I'd be good at it by now. Stargate opening for Neeb in the early stages. Lings run in and they will find the pylon. And there's absolutely no answer to it. The depth is not going to be down here in time, so pylon will fall, and there's a little bit of frustration obviously as these 6 Lings will move in towards the mineral line, and will now look for the adept kind of, not cancel, sorry, the surround. As you see the adept just still fighting for these Lings. A couple of drones going down across the map during the depth as well. As you just see the couple of drones going down, the adept across the map is dealt with, and TLO is already down 8 workers. We've seen this a lot. I don't know what it is, but today I've really noticed how far behind Protoss players are seeming to get. How far behind Zerg players fall in early worker counts. It's crazy. Sorry, I need a drink, guys. Gates coming down here. Twilight Council just positioned to the side of this pylon. Oracle now on the way up. The pylon from before rebuilt, ready to go. Obviously though, TLO has seen that Stargate early and he knows all about it, and so he's already throwing down some spore crawlers in precautionary positions. He's got 2 queens nearby the natural. He's looking pretty safe to make sure this Oracle doesn't do too much. Second Oracle on the way as well. It's a bit different this time. The second Oracle rather than Oracle into a Phoenix. Gotta say, that last game was actually pretty hectic, pretty crazy throughout. Like, really hectic and crazy. And you see the Oracle catches, unfortunately for TLO actually, a couple of transferring drones. Is he gonna get the kill? Oh, so close. Neeb is just cutting that so fine. 4 health left on this Oracle. His Resonating Glaives does start up on the Twilight Council. Walden's going to push out, going to come on over to the right-hand side of the map and look to see if they can run in towards this Nexus. Obviously, TLO had great success cancelling the Nexus multiple times in the last game. Some Banes on the way up for him as well. He's just going to be pulling back as he sees Adepts coming into position. Not really going to find a way to catch his opponent off guard. This is bad for TLO. He was very dependent on Queen defense in the natural expansion against these Oracles. So as 2 Oracles come in and only 1 Queen is in position, it's time to put down the Spore Crawler. TLO knows it. Now the rest of his Queens will come forwards as well, just to deny that again in the future. Lings still positioned to the side here. Adepts are going to shade forwards. The thing is, the Adepts don't have the vision the Lings do. TLO, does he see the Adept? Somehow he doesn't. But somehow he just seems to know. Wow. He's going to come in. He's going to go for the... I guess he'll just trade the Adepts. He might go for a kill on the pylon. There's the MSC. All the way in the natural. It doesn't have much energy on it either. The rest of the Adepts are actually going to turn back and come home. This little attack from TLO is fantastic. We begin to lag out momentarily. There we go. Phoenix shutting down an Overlord. And one of the Oracles from Neeb has fallen down as well. Some Banelings coming across the map. TLO starts up a lair in the main base. Did you do a double Twilight Castle? He did, guys. He did a double Twilight Castle indeed. Well spotted. Better spotted than me. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm really, really tired. Which is... obviously, shouldn't really make excuses, but it is going to mean that I miss a couple of things here and there. It's just straight up honesty. The Depths will shade on forwards, and TLO going to reposition his fourth to the high ground here. He's got a couple more Banes morphing in as he gets ready to defend against this, and here we go. Shade so close to these Banelings as... oh, that wasn't good, actually. A lot of the Banes being used on just one Adept on this very northern side. And this fourth base might just be in a little bit of trouble as the Queens continue to make their way through this sort of position. That's really cute, the Evo Chamber. He makes an Evo Chamber because it starts off and it gains health faster than a hatchery. So it keeps the drone alive. It's more likely to keep the drone alive. That's pretty cute. And guys, it actually turns out, I know we've had a couple of weird issues today, but the lags that you're seeing every now and then when we just hang up, it's it's just my connection to this server. For some reason, we just hang up a lot on this test server. It's really weird. Because we're not playing on the usual NA server like this event would usually be run on. We're actually running on like a private Blizzard server for this, so it's really weird. So that's what those couple of lags are. That's just my connection to this server. It doesn't affect the players unless I completely drop from the game, so don't worry about that. Obviously, the players would kind of make a big deal out of it. They would tell me almost instantly to get that fuck out if it was constantly lagging like this for them. That's a little single stasis Baneling onto the stasis ward there as you'll look for maybe a cancel to the dwarf face. Oracle's going to pick up a few of these Banes though, which is obviously pretty nice. I'm just going to be seeing the Banes continue to be chased away by this Oracle. So Bane's being chased away up through the center of the map. And yeah, just Bane's being chased away, links to TLO Trill and supply, but he's got a lot of money, and the reason for that is the Mutalisks, which are about to start coming out of his Spire. So he's going to start spending that bank, and Mutalisks could be pretty scary in this situation. As you look at the army of Neeb, a couple of sentries, no Archons morphed in, no Stalks, no Blink. Starts a Stargate. He has actually started Phoenix. Has he seen the Spire? No. Does he just suspect it? Is he just a god? I guess that's a good way to put it. You'll see the Spire now for confirmation, or you'll see the Mutalisks now for confirmation. Adepts keep on getting picked up. So Adepts will fall, and again, up to the 5 bases right here. TLO. Plenty of units, and again, there's another Stargate starting to drop on down. Meters actually come through, and they will be able to try and pick off this Oracle, and they will get the kill as well. A nice pick off right there as TLO continues down to the south side of the map. So continue to move down to the south, and more Lings continue to run on through here as well. Another Mutalisk turning on through the back, and first Phoenix is found just sat AFK. That ain't pretty. You sort of need those, buddy. They're going to be one of the main ways you defend against these Mutalisks. Overcharge comes down, and TLO will have to back away and go for a different direction. Actually, Neeb very well set up. Archon's now in position. He's got the cannons over here as well in position. Actually looking pretty good for him, as we're going to be seeing the Lings trying to push the front again. Another overcharge goes down. TLO once again just backs off, and no, I don't think so. I don't think that's smart, but he gets an Archon. I'm kind of like cheering TLO because I love Neeb. I think he's a really cool guy. He's pretty funny in real life too. He's a really cool guy, but I kind of just want to see TLO cause like one hell of an upset, because this bracket, this tournament has been insane this weekend so far. It's only day number 1. Something about me just wants to see this upset happen, so flying a bunch of meters towards the Archons is just a little bit kind of, it gets my heart pounding a little bit. I'm like, oh, is that really what we want to do right now? So creative. Yeah, that's a new one. Creativity. Flying meters into Archons and winning the fight. That is very creative, I'll give you that. TLO trying to obviously find the best fight possible with the meters. Mike went around to try and just catch another Phoenix or two, but Neeb's micro is on point with these Phoenix. It really is. TLO obviously doesn't want to lose the meters. He's making 10 more of them, so he's obviously fairly confident in this playstyle. Storm is on the way back up, by the way. He cancelled it initially, I think, to afford more Phoenix. Oh, that's messy. Phoenix going down. Sorry, Phoenix cleaned out a lot of meters, but the Phoenix is getting low as well. The meters come in from a different angle. Still dying, though. You just can't find the last couple of connections to clean out some of these lower health Phoenix. Sorry, that's a full health Phoenix. Only one of them there on very low health. And of course, in a straight-up fight, Neeb's army is generally going to be looking a lot stronger. TLO's sort of playstyle right now is going to be very dependent on counterattacks and base trading. It's kind of weird because I don't think any sort of kind of setup for TLO's army right now is going to find him a way where he can really fight and engage into this. So it's really, really important that he takes very good counterattacks and all the rest of it. Otherwise, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Another few pylons and cannons coming on down here. A lot of Lings around the side. This is exactly what we need to see from TLO at this point. Using the Mutas and Corruptors over to the left side, just poking around, trying to stop Neeb from attacking. And then, of course, that is what this massive counterattack will probably do a very good job of. Here we go. Lings are going to be all over the place, but Neeb is very much so committed, it seems, to going across the map as the base trade will begin to initiate. Now, what is back at home here for TLO? Well, not really all that much at all. More Lings on the way out, a few more Mutas, but he doesn't have many Banes or anything. So, again, TLO, I don't see how he ever really fights that army. So many cannons down here as well. Now he's just pulling everything through the cannons to get back over to this side of the map. I mean, he's going to try and fight and just make use of the fact that all of these Archons right now are very split up and segregated from each other. And hey, so far, he is starting to clean out this fight to the south side. He's got some more Archons and Stalkers to make his way through, but, well, he's sort of fighting it. I don't know if it's really going... I don't think it's going well for TLO overall in terms of supply or whatever, but... I mean, he's cleaning out the army. He actually is cleaning out the army. He lost 14 workers, that's all. Neeb's actually got an insane amount of workers, and that's why his bank is continuously so large here. 2k with 80 workers on the map and 5 bases, or I guess not 5 bases right now, but he had 5 bases to spread them around. And that's where so many of those units are coming in from. Anion Pulse Crystals on the way up on the Fleet Beacon. He is flying towards the natural expansion. The Phoenix again, they're really going to cause a larger issue than anything else for these mutalisks. I mean, that's the thing, mutas can be such a nuisance, but if you've already got Phoenix up, you're so much of the way along. Or so far along in terms of being able to shut them down. Mutas pulling back here towards the upper left-hand side. These, oh, there's a Warp Prism. Okay, I was going to say, where the flip did these Adepts come from, but a Warp Prism does make a lot of sense, and Banes and Lings will be used to clean up. It's actually pretty effective cleanup by TLO, and he will be able to shut down the Prism as well. Mutas will chase that down, always an advantage of having Mutas on the map in the ZVP matchup. A few more drones dropping, especially as the Phoenix that could be the culprits this time around. Drones getting fired away at over here, getting taken down very, very swiftly. And these Phoenix going to keep on moving down towards the bottom right-hand side. Lings, Mutas getting set up and ready to go. Going to work their way through these rocks in just a few moments. Hive on the way from TLO as well. Potential transition takes down a Stalker or two. If he had Lings on this army, he might be able to fight it. There's the Archons. That's when he can't fight it any longer. And that's when he really can't fight it any longer. He's going to try and kill around the side, but Phoenix come on top of this super quickly, pushing those Mutas away, and it is a little bit all over the place right here. I think TLO is just going to lose too much again. He just doesn't have a way to really utilize these Mutalisks in an effective manner, I don't think. He can dart in, try and kill a Phoenix or two, but now the Stalkers blink underneath him. His Lings aren't in a position to abuse the fact that this army is all the way up the upper right-hand side. And look at that warping of Zealots. That's what, like 10, 11 Zealots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a lot of Zealots being walked in right there, and TLO's supply is suddenly plummeting. As Phoenix are getting caught, he will surround the Zealots very nicely as well, I must add, but I mean, even a surround on that many Zealots doesn't really matter. GG, we are going to game 3. So thank you for that. Appreciate it, guys. Wardy looked dead tired but handsome. Thank you, Plug with Dice. Bit of a backhanded insult. Backhanded compliment, sorry. I am dead tired. Not sure if I'm handsome, but I appreciate it. Papa Mitch, Papa Mitch, where's all your stuff gone? All your badges have disappeared. They've just gone. Where have they gone? Craigism 100 coming in from Duddles. You'll be proud of this in a week, not tomorrow. You'll hate it tomorrow, but in a week. Nah, man. Duddles, you're pretty new to the stream. You don't know the extent of craziness we go to when it comes to streaming long streams sometimes. You'll see. This is a long stream, but it isn't crazy long. You'll learn, Duddles. You're new here. You'll understand. Appreciate the tier 100, man. Very, very much. Bottom right side, Neeb, from Ting, of course, is our red Protoss player. Into the top left-hand side, Blue Zerg from Team Liquid, TLO. And this, my friends, is a very early pool from TLO, as you've probably been looking out in the production tab and thinking, Wardy, why aren't you saying it? I didn't say it because I believe in you guys to look at the production tab. Early pool, and well, the thing is, Neeb, going across the map early with the probe, figured it out, and so he does not build the Nexus on the low ground. He just sets up a Zealot, and well, TLO, what are you going to do about it? But he actually lets the Zealot start take some damage, but another Zealot comes out. It's a very safe setup, and TLO's early pool is extremely disastrous. This is very, very poor for TLO, actually. I mean, he does absolutely nothing. No work gets killed. Delays the Nexus by what, like a few, I mean, obviously like 20 seconds or something. Neeb just holds it very, very solidly, though. Super, super safe. And TLO just puts himself behind at the start of game number 3. Takes a risk. Does not pay off for him, unfortunately. it's frustrating because TLO's had such a great series. It's been very fun to watch, but my heart drops a little bit already just because he is going to play this one out from so far behind. And you know in his mind he's already kind of kicking himself a little bit, like, God damn it. And he's like, you know, it's a gamble you take at the start, and now you're just like, no, this wasn't the right idea. Rip. 2 adepts coming up the right-hand side of the map. Looking to just, I mean, this is the problem for TLO. Like, he has to make drones to catch up, but he's got zealots and adepts attacking him already. So he has to make more units. If he has to make units, then he's not going to be catching up. He's got a lot of lings here initially, actually, but he's got very much to rely on the Queen's tank. He's already pulling lings away to deal with adepts, running into his main base. And Neeb is really starting to make a game out of this. We see the adepts starting to be chased away by a couple of these Zerglings. You're not going to see the couple of drones getting targeted down. TLO is already on such a low work count, man. Every worker he loses is just so painful. He's trying to chase down this Queen, by the way. You can see it. At this point, he just wants to survive long enough for the shape, but there's a transfuse. And the adept will die anyways. Back at home, an Oracle is on the way up as well. I mean, again, the last thing TLO wants right now is a flying ball of green laser power to fly into his base to kill even more workers, but it's something you will have to deal with, which means investing into spores, which is even still killing drones, you know? Building a spore costs him a drone, so that's a pretty big deal. I'm just going to be seeing the Zerglings just running around the side here, going to get ready to see what else is going on. An Oracle coming up through the center of the map, and sorry for the little lag spike, guys, again. The test server here today does not really like us. Does not really like us at all. Third Hatchery continues to come on up here, and again, these few lings just looking around, seeing what they can get up to. As the Phoenix starts to work its way through this Overlord over to the right-hand side of the main base. Again, I mean, Neeb is just up in supply. It's one of these games that's very kind of... It's a weird one to cast because you don't want to kind of say that TLO's just dead and, you know, rolling in his grave at the moment, but he's really not in a pretty position. He's really got to be creative as hell to find a way out of this one. Like, really has to find a way to be creative as hell because he's just so far behind. I mean, he did nothing with the early aggression. That was such a heavy commitment. Now he's losing Overlords, hitting supply box because of it. He's losing more drones in the main. This Oracle picked up 5 kills on its own. I mean, again, it's another 5 kills he just could not afford to have. Burrow coming in for him. I mean, well, I guess that is the beginning of some creativity. Third Hatchery just finishes up for him as well, but he doesn't really have the drones to saturate it just yet. I mean, obviously he'll work towards that now. But here we go. Neeb starts to move across the map. What does TLO hope for? Burrow's not going to be done in time, so he can't hit some magical Burrow Banes. Just think in general, he's in a little bit of trouble. Here we go. Depths will shade on forwards. Look to see what they can jump in towards. Sees a couple of Banes, backs off, splits up. Here we go then. Lings will connect on in. The Banes are going forwards. They don't really connect well enough for Banelings at all. And again, we know TLO doesn't have the the ability to make too many Zerglings. It's exactly what we're seeing as more Lings come out. I mean, it's nice, but we're going to see them just adepts getting into the choke point. And again, another Bane hits kind of decently, but when the drones are being pulled against adepts, it's never pretty. And I feel as though I'm casting this one with a little bit of a down, kind of a negative attitude in my voice, but it's just because, again, TLO made that decision early, and it's cost him his tournament. He took the risk, he rolled the dice, and unfortunately it just wasn't good enough.